我们今天讲什么故事？对，我们今天讲就是 Dr. Seuss Sleep Book 这本书读完就要睡觉了。好想睡觉哦。我们有很多苏斯博士的书哦，这本还没看过，这本叫什么？睡觉书，图书馆借回来的。我们来看看。This book is to be read in bed。我们应该要在床上读，读完就可以睡觉了。The news just came in from the county of Keg that a very small buck by the name of Van Velk is yawning so wide you can look down his neck. This may not seem very important, I know, but it is. So I'm bothering telling you so. 这一定就是那个了 Van Velk。你看他嘴巴张得好大，在打哈欠。A yawn is quite catching. You see, like a cough. It just takes one yawn to start other yawns off. Now, the news has come in that some friends of Van Velk's are yawning so wide you can look down their necks. At this moment right now, under 7 more noses, gray yawns are in blossom. They are blooming like roses.The yawn of that one little bug is still spreading. According to latest reports, it is heading across the wide fields, through the sleepy night air, across the whole country towards every which way. And people are gradually starting to say, I feel rather drowsy. I have had quite a day.drowsy 他们觉得好想睡觉，对不对？ Creatures are starting to think about rest. 2 bitter brown birds are now building their nest. They do it each night, and quite often I wonder how they do this big job without making a blunder. But that is their problem. Not yours and not mine. The point is they are going to bed, and that's fine.Sleep thoughts are spreading throughout the whole land. The time for night brushing of teeth is at hand. Up at Hammer Falls, where the great river rushes and crashes down cracks in gray goggling gushes.The Hammer sisters are using their brushes. Those falls are just grand for toothbrushing beneath. If you happen to be up and away with your teeth. 睡觉前要刷刷牙。那个尾巴是什么？这个哦，这是像瀑布一样的，它不是尾巴。不是那个。这个吗？这应该是树枝吧？我也不知道，这个我不知道。它只有里面写讲到这个啊，讲到这一对姐妹花，她们两个在刷牙。The news just came in from the castle of Krupp that the lights are all out and the drawbridge is up, and the old drawer just said with a yawn.My drawbridge is drawn and it's going to stay drawn till the milkman delivers the milk about dawn. I'm going to bed now, so nobody better come round with a special delivery letter. 他好想睡觉，他把那个桥升起来，就没有人可以过来了，是不是？The number of sleepers is steadily growing. That is where more and more people are going. In Culpeper Springs, in the Stealth Walkers Hall, the Stealth Walkers are all stacked on the wall. The stealth walkers have called it a day. They're all tucked out and they are snoozing away. This is very big news. It's important to know. And that's why I'm bothering telling you so. 他们都睡着了。而且他们的高跷都一根一根放好，他们踩的高跷。Way out in the west, in the town of Merced, the Hankhorn Honking Club just went to bed. Every horn has been quietly hung on a hook for the night in its own private Henkelhorn hook nook。你看这些喇叭都挂起来，这是 George 的，这是 Henry 的，这是 Freddie's， 他们都在睡觉了，对不对？All this long, happy day, they have been honking about, and the Hinkelhorn honkers have honked themselves out, but they will wake up quite fresh in the morning, and then they will start right in Hinkelhorn honking again. Ba 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 ba. 他们早上起来就吹喇叭了。Everywhere creatures are falling asleep.The collapsible frink just collapsed in a heap. And by adding the frink to the other before, I'm able to give you the who is asleep score right now. 40,404 creatures are happily, deeply in slumber.I think you will agree that's a whooping fine number. 你也在讲故事，还是你要来负责讲这个？这是什么机器呀？好奇怪哦。Counting up slippers. Just how do we do it? Really quite simple. There's nothing much to it. We find out how many, we learn the amount.By an audio tally count on a mountain halfway between Reno and Rome, we have a machine in a plexiglass dome, which listens and looks into everyone's home. 这个是睡眠机耶，它是可以照到每一个人的家里面，你可以看到人家家哎。And whenever it sees a new slippers go flop, it giggle and lets a new bigger ball drop. 这个豆豆，只要有一个人睡着，就会有一颗豆豆掉下来。他刚刚讲了 ，Our chap comes.These balls as they plump in the cup, and that's how we know who is down and who's up. 这个是专门数看谁睡着了。你看这边有个数字哦，个十百千万40404，所以现在有这么多人睡觉，然后它就会记录在这里，然后每有一个人睡着，就有一颗豆豆掉下来，很神奇吧 ？Do you talk in your sleep?It's a wonderful sport, and I have some news of this sport to report. The world champion sleep talkers Joe and Mo Resolve have just gone to sleep and they're talking their heads off. For 55 years now, each chattering brother has bubbled and gobbled all night to the other.They have talked about laws and they have talked about gods. They have talked about poles and they have talked about flows. They have talked quite a lot about old Santa Claus. And the reason I'm telling you this is because you should take up this sport. It's just fine for the jaws. 你可以一边睡觉一边讲话吗？可以。哦，后面有故事是不是？Do you walk in your sleep? 哦，好，他们在做梦的时候，在走来走去，叫做梦游。哎，你会在睡觉的时候走来走去吗 ？Do you walk in your sleep? I just had a report of some interesting news of this popular sport. Near Finnegan Fen, there is a walking group, which not only walks, but it walks a la hoop. 哦。他们居然还带着这个圈圈，一边拉着圈圈，一边在梦游诶。Every night they go miles. Why? They walk to such lengths. They have to keep eating so to keep up their strength. So every so often, one puts down his hoop, stops hooping, and does some quick snooping for soup.That's why they are known as the Hoop Soup Snoop Group. 好难念哦 ，Hoop Soup Snoop Group， 你会讲吗 ？Hoop Soup Snoop Group， 好绕口。Sleepwalking too are the curious candles who sleepwalk on heels with assorted size candles. The candles walk nightly in slumbered peace, in spite of slight burns from the hot dripping grease. The candles wear candles because they walk far and if they wake up, want to see where they are. Now the news has arrived from the Valley of Field that a Chippendale mop has just bitten his tail, which he does every night before shutting his eyes. Such nipping sounds silly, but really it's wise. 他在咬他自己的尾巴，睡着了就会一直咬自己的尾巴，好奇怪哦。He has no alarm clock, so this is the way. He makes sure that he will wake at the right time of day. His tail is so long, he won't feel any pain till the nip makes the trip and gets off to his brain. In exactly 8 hours, the Chippendale mop will at last feel the bite and yell, "Ouch!" and wake up. A Mr. and Mrs. J. Michael Crooks have just gone to bed near the town of Fort Knox, and they, by the way, have the finest of clocks. I'm not at all sure that I quite understand just how the thing works with that one extra hand. 对啊，为什么这个时钟上面有3个指针呢？我们最近学的时钟上面应该只有时针跟分针，它居然有3个指针呢。But I do know this clock does one very slick trick. It doesn't tick tock. How it goes is tock tick. So with ticks in its tucker and tocks in its ticker, it saves lots of time and the sleepers sleep quicker. 原来如此啊，哈。What a fine night for sleeping! From all that I hear, it's the best night for sleeping in many a year. There's even a sleep in the Webback Motel, and people don't usually sleep there too well. 这是一个很奇怪的那个旅馆旅社。The beds are like rocks, and as everyone knows, the sheets are too short. They won't cover your toes. So if people are actually sleeping in 3, it's great night for sleeping. It must be the air. Oh, sorry. Sleeping in there, not sleeping 3. 我为什么念错了？It's a great night for snores. I just had a report of some boys who are tops in this musical sport. The snortest snores in all our fair land are Snorter McPhail, and he snores a snore band. This band can snore Dixie and Old Swanee River so loud it would make 40 elephants shiver. Boom, 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 boom. 好大声哦 The loudest of 那你要去上厕所吗？还是要听完？好，那你去吧。The loudest of all of the boys in McPhail's, he snores with his head in a 3-gallon pail. 你不是要去吗？So they snore in the cave 20 miles out of town.
这个故事太长了。
快结束啦。If they snored closer in, they would snore the town down. 你看，我们已经超过一半了。Do you know who's asleep? Out in Funa Laguna, 2 very nice Funa Laguna Babuna. We have added them into our Who's Asleep count, which has grown to a really amazing amount. Exactly 8,808 creatures are sleeping now. Isn't that great? A jade is in bed, and the bed of a jade is the softest of beds in the world. It is said he makes it from pom-poms he grows on his head, and he's sleeping right now on the softest of fluff. completely exhausted from growing the stuff. 他睡在那一堆毛毛球上面。The news has come in from the district of Doft that 2 oft are asleep and they are sleeping aloft. And how are they able to sleep off the ground? I will tell you, I weighed one last week and I found that an off is so light he weighs minus 1 pound. A moose is asleep. He is dreaming of moose drinks. A goose is asleep. He is dreaming of goose drinks. That's well and good when a moose drinks of moose juice, and nothing goes wrong when a goose drinks of goose juice. But it isn't too good when a moose and a goose start dreaming they are drinking the other one's juice. Moose juice, not goose juice, is juice for a moose, and goose juice, not moose juice, is juice for a goose. So when goose gets a mouthful of juice of mooses, and moose gets a mouthful of juice of gooses, they always fall out in their bed, screaming, so. I'm warning you now, never drink in your dreams. 快讲完了耶。
你看，
被虫虫咬了一个包，等下帮你擦一点痱子水，好不好？Speaking of dreaming, I think you should note that the bumble-tapped cup is now dreaming afloat. Every night they go dreaming down Bumble-top Creek. Except for one night every third or fourth week when they stop for repairs cause their bumble top leak. But tonight they are afloat, full of drinks, full of bliss. And that's why I'm bothering telling you this. At the fork of a road in the Vale of Velvet, 5-foot weary salmon have laid down their load. All day they have raced round in the heat at top speeds, unsuccessfully trying to sail zither zoo sits, which nobody wants because nobody needs. Tomorrow will come, they will go back to their chores. They will start on the road, zither zoofing once more. But tonight they are forgotten, their feet are so sore. And that's what the wonderful night time is for. Everywhere creatures have shut off their voices. They have all come to bed in the bed of their choices. They are sleeping in bushes, they are sleeping in crannies, some on their stomachs and some on their fannies. They are peacefully sleeping in comfortable holes, some even on soft, tufted barber shop poles. The number of sleepers is now past the millions. The number of sleepers is now in the billions. They are sleeping on steps and on strings and on floors, in mailboxes, sheets, and the keyholes of doors.
这个家好 fancy 哦。
对啊，很漂亮吧？整个都是粉红色，还有人在那个邮箱里睡着，有人在那个钥匙孔睡着了，大家都睡着嘞，对不对？Every worm on a fish hook is safe for the night. Every fish in the sea is too sleepy to bite. Every whale in the ocean has turned off his spout. Every lights between here and far, Fudo is out.
在浴缸里。
对呀，很好笑吧？And now, adding things up, we are very beyond billions. Our who's asleep score is now up in the zillions. 99 zillions, 9 trillions, and 2 creatures are sleeping. So, how about you? 你睡着了吗？还没有。When you put out your light, then the number will be 99 zillion, 9 trillion, and 3. Good night. 读完这本应该会睡着吧，实在太累了，对不对？The end.